Hello everybody, this is Cluck. You might know me as the super manly testosterone voice from our trailers. In celebration for the Infected films reaching 25,000 subscribers, Jertu has asked me to tell you about the stuff you didn't see, including canceled projects and deleted scenes. So kick back and get comfortable. We're going to start from the projects that never saw the light of day. TIF's very first project was called The Mission, and was set in the Half-Life 2 universe before the events of the game itself. The movie was filmed within Garry's Mod, and 2 trailers were published in November 2010 and May 2011. The story followed a regular man who wakes up at the train station of City 17 with no memory of his identity or any past events, including the Combine occupation of Earth. The plot slowly revealed the man's past and was intended to focus on fast-paced action. However, after filming of the first part was finished, the project ran into severe staffing issues. Furthermore, concerns were raised over the quality of character dialogue and plot development. Eventually, as no voice actors could be found, the movie was canceled in April 2011. Despite its ultimate demise, The Mission provided Jertu with plenty of experience in Garry's Mod filming, which was put to use in summer of 2011 when the Unlife trilogy was created. After the series was finished, the Infected film began experimenting on Source Filmmaker with Night of the Living Idiot and Night Before Schmishmas. In the background, however, the team was working on their next Garry's Mod film titled Unlife, The First Hours. As the name suggests, the new production was meant to be a spin-off to the original series and would have taken place in the first days of the outbreak. The story was set in the Garry's Mod equivalent of Amsterdam, where the protagonist is vacationing when the infection reaches the city. Unlike the original films, The First Hours was meant to be filmed entirely within a single map. And because of that, the environment was designed carefully, with great attention to detail. All major characters were also designed to be distinctive and easy to recognize. After the original trilogy's view counts failed to meet expectations, however, focus was shifted towards creating more Source Filmmaker content. With that decision, the movie was cancelled in February of 2013 without filming having ever commenced. The project was only briefly mentioned to the public, and the film was abandoned just as quietly as it had been started. After the first Moron vs. Machine was finished, Jertu had plans for a Garry's Mod comedy short. The project was named Heavy's Frenzied Flatulence and was conceived in June 2013. Several tests were conducted to experiment with Gmod's special effects, but no full script was ever made. To this day, only one test clip has survived. You can no doubt see the video was cancelled for a very good reason. In the end, the project was both created and abandoned in less than a week. Over the years, many of our fans have asked for a Moron vs. Machine video set in the Decoy map. What we've never mentioned is that such a sequel was actually being planned in early 2014. Moron vs. Machine Decoy was originally planned to be the 4th installment to the series. The writing had just been completed when it was decided that the next video should be centered upon the infamous Wave 666. The reason for this was that it allowed a much wider range of jokes to be used and that it would make the film more unique. Nonetheless, almost all of the writing created for the project was repurposed for Wave 666, the Manhattan Project, and various other projects. Furthermore, for those reasons, Jertu has stated that a Decoy episode will not be made in the future. He believes that the map does not offer enough opportunities for fresh humor to base a sequel on. Instead, he wants to focus on any new content that Valve might add to the Man vs. Machine game mode. Some of our fans might have noticed that certain older videos of ours have short, hidden segments in them. What very few people do know is that these hidden clips were meant to be a teaser for the Infected film's largest project in existence. After the End, later renamed to After the End of Days, was meant to be a 5-part Garry's Mod action series. It took place in the same universe as Unlife trilogy, but 2 years after its events. The storyline and premise were reworked from scratch 4 times in the span of 3 years, but were still never finalized. Nevertheless, in all versions of the story, the narrative followed a man by the name of Scott Davis, who entered the post-apocalyptic Garry's Mod for the first time. Scott found himself in a world destroyed by both the undead and nuclear warfare. From there, he would get involved in a conflict between several survivor factions fighting for the last inhabitable places left in the world. Much like Unlife, the first hours, the movie had focus on action and plot development. The first version was conceived in late 2012, but it wasn't until late 2015 when the project was officially cancelled after being on hold for over a year. It was then that the choice was made to cancel the series, because it would be impossible to produce due to the sheer amount of work and staff it would have required. However, despite being unceremoniously cancelled like the other projects, a large amount of content was created for after the end of days. And after all these years, for the first time in history, we will show you the best of what was created for our most ambitious project to date. Our final and most recent canceled project is from February 2016. In November of the previous year, the Infected Films was working on Dead Fortress Part 2, but there was already plans for a sequel. Dead Fortress 2 was to take place 3 days after the original series, in a cold mountain environment. The story followed a Red engineer who had managed to stay alive by using his technical knowledge to combat the infected. An intense chain of events starts when he witnesses a nuclear detonation coming from the foot of the mountain, from an infested industrial area. He's further surprised the next morning as he finds evidence of human presence near his hideout. His joy is short-lived, however, as he discovers that another explosive is being prepared somewhere nearby. He then proceeds to make his way over the undead-infested mountain into a hidden depot where he believes the bomber is hiding. Eventually, he reaches his destination and discovers that the mysterious saboteur is the spy from the original Dead Fortress. Aiming to wipe the infection out with weapons of mass destruction, he expresses surprise to see a fellow survivor, and asks for the engineer's help in carrying out his plan. At this point, the viewers would have decided the engineer's choice by voting, whether he should join forces with the spy or try to stop him. The winning choice would have then been made into the official ending of the movie. However, when the original Dead Fortress failed to reach its view quotas, it was decided that a sequel would not be made. Only the promotional images seen here were ever made, and no further work was put into the project. We hope you enjoyed our showcase and would like to hear your opinion of it. Simply leave us a comment below or email us at theinfectedfilms@gmail.com. We'd like to thank you for your support over the years and that we've been able to cater to your entertainment needs. As one last gift, we'd like to show you some deleted scenes from our finished videos. This is Clock, signing off. Stay tuned. Move!
Erecting a statue of a moron. Darn.
Ooh. Another successful procedure.
Here we go.
Fuck you!
What was noise?
It's a sound of progress, my friend. Who wants some of this? Well done! No! Oh my god! I must be dreaming!